Welcome to the Accountable Love Podcast, where love means being accountable. As you know, my name is Aziz, and today we're going to talk about secrets in our relationships.
Secrets. Nothing's better than giving someone choice. Secrets are the number one reason why relationships dissolve. Yet, we still believe we are entitled to our secrets, regardless of the consequences. In this week's podcast, I explain why we should tell our secrets. I challenge the listeners to be courageous and let our loved ones in entirely.
I guess we all know, we talk about it, we discuss it, but a lot of people feel they are entitled to their secrets. But the number one reason why relationships fail is due to secrets. It's due to the things that aren't said versus the things that are said. And, like we watch one TV show after the next. Actually, I've been binging on Criminal Minds. And one thing I've seen is that, they have all these diagnoses for criminals. They have all these, phrases for criminals. But when the quote unquote good guy decides to do the same thing, they're just entitled to their secrets, or they was doing it for a better reason. And I watched somebody put their whole team at risk just because they wanted to keep a secret and their team was in danger. When the team found out, it was like kind of taboo or kind of wrong to be upset with that person. And most of them decided to forgive them with residual effects. So when we are in our relationships, we're seeing that on TV over and over again, where people are respecting other people's secrets that will, destroy the relationship, or people are telling people that they can keep some things to themselves. Why are you keeping things to yourself and you're deciding to be in committed relationships with people, whether it's friendships or romantic partnerships? Why are you not having discussions? Why they don't know everything about you, so they always can vouch for you if anything happens or anything occurs? Now, I know when working, in certain Secret Service jobs, things of that nature, you can't really, even in our sessions, we can't really discuss or disclose information that deals with other people. But at the end of the day, when it comes to ourselves, why aren't we transparent? Why are we not deciding to be an open book? When you keep secrets, it just shows that you're not trustworthy. And the first time somebody catches you, quote unquote, in a lie or discovers a secret, the trust is broken. And if everybody knows trust is the foundation of a healthy and, accountable relationship, why do we continuously decide to keep secrets and eliminate choice? In our secrets, we do hold the key to whether our relationships are real or false, or whether somebody's going to stay or go. And in having those secrets, we have to give them that choice. So, we need to stop really worrying about how we're going to be perceived once we tell a secret. And I always think, I'm like, when you have close friends, they truly know who you are. They truly know what you stand for. They truly know what your convictions are. They truly have an idea of some of the worst things you have done if you truly are close to these people. So if you did something that hurt them or harmed them, it's more likely that they're going to discuss it. They're not saying they're not going to be upset, not saying they're not going to need time, but most likely they're going to discuss it and try to, rekindle the relationship and try to, reconcile the relationship, as opposed to finding out these secrets independent of, and you did something to hurt them or something behind their backs. Like people will actually have a whole relationship going on with somebody else's spouse. And both people are betraying a certain trust. Both people are not being transparent. Both people are not being honest. in reality, I understand we have all of these cliches and all these things in place where you don't touch and you don't do this with somebody else's partner and things of that nature. And to a large degree, I agree. But in reality, if two people want to actually be together, or two people want to coexist, it's not great to keep a secret. It's also not great to, believe that y'all are doing that person a favor by not telling them. Because if they're the odd person out, in reality, they would be hurt. In reality, they'd be disappointed. But if they are truly a person that loves the two people and truly a person that understands the two people, I think that they will understand that they're not the person that the other person wants to be with. So we got to remember, like, even some of the coldest things. And the reason I use that example is because that is a line most of us won't cross, But when it is crossed, you got to really decide whether to maintain a friendship or to find, to actually start a relationship with your homeboy or your homegirl's partner. And does it always have to end that way or be that way when you actually are having honest discussions and when you are actually being honest with one another and when you actually know that this person, is more compatible with your partner, things of that nature. Now, it may be hard for people to, see y'all together. It may be hard for people to understand it. It may be hard to really wrap your mind around it. But when you're having discussions and you're really having difficult discussions, then you can kind of deal with the fact that things don't always work in your favor. You can deal with the fact that though it's a romantic partnership and though y'all committed to one another and though y'all said, y'all are going to be together, when it all boils down, if the person wants to be with somebody else in any capacity, then you already know that you're the odd person out. So when you look at things in a realistic sense, I wouldn't never want anybody to be with me because they have to be with me. I wouldn't want somebody to, feel sorry for me because their heart went somewhere else or feel bad for me because they, started connecting with a close family member or a person that's my friend. I mean, the main thing I believe everybody owes me is honesty. And everybody owes me is transparency. And everybody owes me is, being committed to actually keep me in the loop and not making me look like a fool based on them keeping secrets and hiding things. Another thing people keep secrets on is, things that they've done in the past. I hear a lot of people discuss how, what's in the past is what's in the past. But, why ruffle feathers? Because, it happened. It's something that happened. Why, even let the person know, let the person in, because it doesn't really hurt the relationship. It's not going to be a hindrance to the relationship. I disagree. I know for a fact that the past, one, can resurface. Two, can really, provide somebody a choice that they might want to make because the past is carried with you. The past makes you who you are. The past, deals with your traumas. The past deals with your past pains. The past is a clear understanding or a clear indication of, what you're capable of or what you're not capable of. I mean, give people the chance to assess the relationship. Give people a chance to decide fully if they want to actually spend time or commit. And I keep saying, when I say commit, I'm talking about friendship because that's also a commitment, and romantic partner in this regard. When you keep in secrets, it's not going to end the way you think. And when you already invested so much time thinking that the secret is not going to offset your relationship, I would say 7 times out of 10, you're going to be wrong. It's going to affect your relationship, and everything you put in, the person may actually walk away. The person may actually not trust you again. The person may stay with you, but the relationship may never be the same. And when you have something good, you want to maintain it. And what makes something so good and something so valuable is the fact that y'all are invincible, meaning y'all have information on each other. Y'all can talk to each other. Y'all have all each other's business. So nobody else outside of the relationship could come in and fracture the relationship. You know what I mean? There's too many people that have other people's secrets that can come in at any point whether maliciously or unconsciously or by mistake, can change the way your whole relationship is structured in one day. I want y'all to really think and marinate on that. There's another person out there or several people out there that can change your life in a day. All the things you invested, all the things you wanted, all the things you had, they can just strip you of it because you are not being transparent with the people you care about. Now, when I talk about secrets, I'm talking about I'm a person that believes that, you can be transparent with most people. But there are times and there are places living in this world, and definitely in the reality, that some things you will keep to yourself when it comes to strangers. You will keep to yourself when it comes to employers. You will keep to yourself when it comes to, when it comes to anybody possibly of authority, cops, things of that nature. But when we're talking about personal relationships, we're talking about getting personal, getting up close and personal. So when I'm being clear on this, I'm saying these people need to understand who you are fully, and they need to have your secrets. What makes us such a close and connected group is the fact that we believe that keeping each other's secrets is valuable to our relationship. Sharing each other's secrets are valuable to our relationship. If you trust me with everything, then we have nothing that's disconnecting us. If you trust me with everything, it shows how much you value me as a human being, how much you value me as a person. And you hear a lot of people say, based on secrets doesn't really determine how I feel about you. But, they say the same thing about cheating on you. A lot of people say the same thing about abusing you. A lot of people say the same thing about a lot of negative things that go on because people want to do what they want to do. So they create the narrative that we all have done it, which is true. We all could have done it. I've kept secrets before, and I watched how it destroyed my relationships. I kept several secrets. I kept secrets for other people away from people that I cared about. And it backfired in a way where they found out some other way. And though I was going to tell, like I did in a way where I was explaining to the person, like, you have a certain amount of time to tell this person. And it was, it was other people's spouses, but, I was that person's friend, so I owed it to them to tell them. But I thought based on it being their spouse that they could really, I give them time to have a discussion with the person first and really discuss what's going to happen. And, what they did was found out a different way. And now I knew, and it was told that I knew, and then now my character's in question. And rightfully so. I mean, I seen the person maybe once or twice while knowing the secret. I kept asking the other person, are you telling? I'm giving you a certain amount of time, but the time ran out because they found out on their own. So I'm not sitting here and saying that I have been exempt, but for the most part, I have lived a life where I'm, letting people know what it is. And I'm telling them straight up what it is. And I don't really want secrets between us. I don't want anything that is going to force me to change how I feel about you. Let us not like each other or grow out of each other or not be friends or partners with each other, romantic partners with each other, because our chemistry is poor. Our chemistry is fractured. Not because, I'm madly in love and I had to find out that, you actually slept with my friend before. Or I have to find out that, you used to strip. Like I have to find out that, used to be, used to have a substance abuse problem. Like, let me know. Let me know from the gate. Let me know as soon as possible and give me choice, because I'm going to let you know, and all the crooked things I did, all the good things I did, everything, so you can fully evaluate if you want to maintain or build a relationship with me. Because at the end of the day, you deserve choice. And at the end of the day, a large component of love is choice. And keeping secrets is not providing choice. So you do hear people go in relationships, which would be the exception to the rule, where they're like, well, you could keep your secrets, I can keep my secrets, we don't have to talk about the past. When past things come up, that person has to just deal with it because they had agreed to keep secrets. But even in those relationships, it sounds good until you find out what the secret is. And then you have to evaluate your whole relationship. But 9 times out of 10, the reason they don't want to know is because they don't want to share their secrets. And their secrets are so trifling that, they don't want the other person to know their secrets. So they're allowing the other person to keep their secrets, hoping that their secret, the other person's secret, is not as trifling as their secret, right? But when it comes out, the relationship adjusts, it changes. The way you look at a person changes. It's just like finding somebody that you find unattractive, hanging out with them for a while, realizing who they are in character, realizing their value of who they are, as a whole, and then starting to see them as being very attractive. Now, that's the time where you realize, like character may, supersede good looks. But you might decide you want to be with this person. You might decide you want to mess with this person. You spend enough time with them, and now you change the way you see things. It works on the opposite way. Somebody can be beautiful, smart, intelligent, seemingly great character, and then you find out the secret about them. Not because you're like, you can't deal with the secret. It's because they never told you the secret. So when you're stripped of choice, it's like, somebody touched you without your permission. You know what I mean? It's like, it does make you feel sick to your stomach. Not only have I said I've done it, but it has happened. You know what I mean? But you got the cotton mouth because you're sitting there like, yo, and the person instantly looks different. Shallow how? You know what I mean? They instantly look different. Like the goggles are off. And you're like not hypnotized anymore. So you're like now looking at the overall relationship, the kids you had, the investment in the home, the, investment in the car, the waking up every day, the sleeping, sharing your body. Like you're evaluating your whole relationship. If the secret's strong enough, some of the secrets you can dust off. But for the most part, a person is keeping a secret because it is something that is going to sting and something that is going to end the relationship. So knowing that secrets are the number one reason why people lose relationships, why do we continue to keep them secrets? Because we're scared, because we're insecure, because we believe that we have the upper hand, because we want to continue doing what we're doing. Like I know people that cheat regularly, you know what I mean? And everybody knows it but the partner. So they're in and out of relationships with people, or they're in and out of rooms. That partner's in and out of rooms with people that know that they either sleeping with other people or the people they slept with. And they just take it they prideful about it. You know what I mean? But when the person finds out, they're talking. Now the other person needs to understand they're human. The other person needs to understand that people make mistakes. But you repeatedly did this to the person. You repeatedly didn't worry about giving them an STD, didn't worry about getting somebody else pregnant, didn't worry about, crossing that line. Let's just talk about honor. Didn't worry about breaking the vows of transparency, breaking the vows of commitment. And if you wanted to go that route, you can be in a polygamous relationship or a polyamorous relationship where things are out in the open and you're going about your business. But if you are really dealing with a committed relationship, when it comes to y'all relationship and y'all connection, the doors is open. Let them in. As soon as you have the goals, I'm going to step out and I'm going to do something different. Let them know. Love is being transparent no matter how much it hurts. And I know everybody is taught something different. They're taught keeping secrets and not hurting somebody, and I don't want to hurt somebody, and I want to do this, and why do they need to know this? You're thinking for them. But there's the same people that turn around and say, you need to think for yourself, you need to be independent, but yet you steal choice from people on a regular basis because of your independence. When you decide to be in a relationship, you decide to be interconnected. And in being interconnected, you're deciding to make sure that they have all the choices necessary on a daily basis to maintain a relationship. You might wake up today, one person, and tomorrow a whole different person based on the action or something you committed. I understand sometimes you are in a bond and you have a whole family and and you need to make sure that put food on the table and things of that nature. There's times that we have desperate moments and we, feel like we need to provide. I know as men, that's how we're groomed, that we need to provide. When women they make a great share of money, but we still have that mentality no matter what, that we're not a man if we can't bring home food and bring home money. And then sometimes you do something stupid. You gamble. So you put yourself in a bigger hole. You rob somebody and you can't tell because it makes them complicit. So that's one of the times where, people will encourage you not to tell because you don't want to make the person complicit. But at the end of the day, why did you do what you did? Because in 1 second, once you're captured or once you go into jail, it is a wrap. Your relationship just took a hit. This person has to visit you in jail because you wanted to really put food on the table in a way that, that's going to hinder your relationship. And you're just trying to be a man as opposed to sitting down with your partner, looking at what's your options. You might want to go on welfare. You might need public assistance. But a lot of us is too too prideful, and we choose not to do or not to go that route. So we choose a reckless criminal route and we put our whole family at risk because we do that. But there's a number of secrets that we don't tell. There's people that don't tell secrets that are laughable to people, just because they're in their head, just because they believe that this person can't take it. Like, they're like, I slept with, I never wanted to tell you my number, but I slept with 7 people. And you're like, like a person laughs like, oh, that's it. Okay. You know what I mean? But in your mind, you thought it was a lot. Maybe you're around a bunch of people who, made you believe that the 7 people weren't, that was a large number based on the fact that they might have slept with less. It depends on the friend group. It depends on the people you hang out with. It depends on people you come in contact with. Depends on whether, you think, you believe like, I'm marrying a man that's very religious and, he's expecting something. Give him choice still. Give him that choice. Don't marry him and then have him find out during the marriage that you actually have more partners and he was looking for somebody that's quote unquote, more savory or a person that, really saved their, like didn't lose their virginity or somebody who, might have partied a little bit but didn't really, run up the numbers. But give them choice. I have had and ran into all kinds of people in life. And one thing I've been blessed with, and I don't know if it's because of me, who I am, the fact that I ask the right questions, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I found that the more transparent you are, the more transparent people typically can be. And not saying I haven't been lied to, but the point is, on the most people I have come in contact with, they have told me some really big secrets, some really harsh secrets. And I respected the fact that they were open with me more than their secret. Like, half of the secrets have nothing to do with our present relationship. Half of the secret has nothing to do with the fact that, how we're going to coexist and move going forward. But I do know if, we see somebody in the street, I know who they are. We seen somebody, I walked in the room and this person used to be in a relationship with you. I know who he is. I know what's going on. You know what I mean? If this person, you tried and you did and dabbled in, in lesbian relations, I know who you are. Like, I know who your partner is. I know who, you did it with. I know what's going on. We have intimate discussions. What is the problem with actually sitting down and really discussing things, And I have people that straight lied to me, been friends with me for X amount of years, and you find out that they're doing, they're really doing street stuff, and putting you at risk. Not saying that I've never, but I'm saying I'm on the straight and narrow, going to school at this point, and they're putting me at risk because I had to change my circle based on it. I can't have people putting me at risk and I'm going to school and then I lose, my degree in a moment. So secrets do affect relationships, and we've all been hurt with secrets. But yet, instead of saying, listen, I would never be that person that keeps things from people, most of us just adapt and start becoming the people hurting people with secrets. So I really want y'all to really look at your relationships and look at the value of your relationships and see if the person you're sitting across or the person you're with can actually accept your secrets. They actually know who you are inside out, and they still want to be there. Because overall, that's the greatest relationships. The people that know you inside out, know everything about you, still want to show up next to you. And I'm not talking about the people who deal with your pitfalls and your downfalls. I'm talking about the people that deal with the fact that you was transparent with them about all their secrets and they still signed on. They may say, don't do it again. They may say, don't do it with me. They may lay down a law and set boundaries based on those secrets, but at least you gave them choices and you gave them all the information. So they're able to establish those boundaries, able to have discussions with you that allow them boundaries to be put in place, which enhances your relationship. Because though you may feel restricted, if your plan wasn't to go that route again as a single person, it shouldn't be to go that route again as a committed person, as a friend, as a romantic partner. It shouldn't be that option. That option should never be there. So don't look at any boundaries as the restriction. Look at it as the security of your relationship. It holds your relationship in place. And it allows your relationship to have more value because we lock up our jewelry. We lock up everything we hold of value. So when it comes down to our commitments, we got to lock them up. But we have to know the contents of the safe. We have to know all those things that's involved in the relationship so we can value things. Because the best thing in life is to laugh at somebody trying to tell you a secret that you know already. Trying to come in between y'all when you already had the discussion. Trying to, poke holes in your relationship when you're not Swiss cheese, all the holes are filled. So I want y'all to really think about how important it is to be in a committed relationship where there's no secrets. And I want you to start believing that there are some that exist. You just haven't been a part of one yet. Or you don't want to be a part of one because you have a secret you do not want to tell. So think about it. All of us have thoughts. All of us have things that we're not sharing at all times. But a secret is bigger than just a thought. It means a thought and you're acting on it. Even though a secret could just be a thought if y'all discuss being transparent about your thoughts at all times. But if the relationship doesn't have that understanding, then you're allowed to have your thoughts. You're allowed to think of certain things. But you're not allowed to keep secrets. Because once the thoughts become a lot too much, there's people that have thoughts about, being, losing their life and taking their life. And there's people that have thoughts about, committing crimes and like taking other people's lives. There's people that have all kinds of thoughts, cheating, and, they can't be around your family member because, they look at them a certain way. Like, there's so many things people have thoughts about. I believe those things we need to have discussions about because just not talking about them make them more realistic once you're thinking about them because you haven't shared with anybody, you're not having discussions. That's why they encourage people to go to therapy because when you talk about it, you're able to bounce ideas off of it with somebody else. But when it's in your head constantly, you're more likely to commit the act because you're really thinking about it and you're becoming anxious and you just want to stop thinking about it. You want to know. So we always say it's worse to wonder than to know. But it's easier to have the discussion and see where you're at and what you're losing before you do anything. So keep that in mind. But, this has been another Accountable Love podcast. I just want y'all to really just want y'all to know secrets will bury you. Transparency will allow you to fly. So make sure you're flying with your friends and your partnerships and not being buried alive because it's not worth it. And It steals years that you invested in. It's nothing like your investment not adding up. All right, enjoy.
The moment you decide to make something a secret, don't. Pull the people you love in closer by divulging the information. Let them know where you stand, where you're coming from, and start a discussion. Don't keep secrets, because you're hurting the relationship and you're hurting yourself ultimately.